How effective is armor?
Well, today we're gonna find out.
So to help make sure that we get everything right, we brought Charles, who's my rapier instructor, and also an armor enthusiast. He provided some of the armor that we're gonna be hitting and all of the weapons, because I'm too poor to have good weapons.
But I'm not.
And if we're gonna be getting messy, there's no better place to do it than Dark Hour. We have Alan here, the owner, who has made us a ballistics gel torso. Tell us a little bit about this monstrosity.
So the ballistics gelatin has a skeleton inside of it. It's got a rib cage and a spinal column and all that. And inside are 3 organ packets that are fun surprises should you get to them.
Ooh. Why does it smell like that?
It's made out of beef.
I smell like beef.
Be thankful you can't smell it, dear viewers.
This is a serious video about history and facts.
And attacking the beef.
Attacking the beef.
Okay, what is this level of armor gonna be replicating?
All right, so this is gonna be like a really late 14th century look here. So we've got a globose breastplate, doesn't have a stop rib, but that's okay, it's the right shape. We have a nice like 9mm riveted chainmail, and we have a layered gambeson as well. This is gonna be linen and wool layered together. So these are gonna be the 3 main components of like a man-at-arms or an infantryman's armor from the time period.
Okay, why don't we smack it and stab it?
Why don't we? Ooh, yeah.
Ooh.
Still pretty good. Yeah, still pretty good. That's pretty good. Again. Oops, see, armor works. Jeez.
Okay, so we started with the rondelle. How was that?
It was pretty good. So with this 9mm mail, it goes in pretty quick. Even if I just place it in there, you see quite a lot of the tip goes through. Some really good observations. Once I missed and I just skated through the plate
I saw that.
and just went right down. It did absolutely nothing.
You can see the holes here that you just made.
A couple of good ones.
Couple of good ones.
Real importantly, a few times I actually got stuck in the mail once it was in. And we talked about in our last armor video where even if you do manage to get this through and stab me, it's not really a lot about trying to kill me with that as much as it is like now you're controlling the guy because you've got this giant handle you just attached to him with.
But when you hit this, it did nothing.
Nothing, it just, it just
skated off like it was supposed to do.
Nothing, and then, it comes down and just skates like it's supposed to.
Why don't we try a direct attack against this with that, because you weren't even trying this time, so let's see if it can do anything.
All right, sounds good. Pretty solid-ish. That's good. All right, so first of all, we did make some purchase. We made some dents, but these did not go through.
And this isn't a heavy plate. This is a cheaper one too.
Yeah, so this is probably about 16 or 18 gauge. I think if I could get them on the ground and I could really go on it, or maybe if I had a hammer and hammered through, I could probably make it through. But why would I do that when I could just stick it up here and do the same thing, right?
So historically, the rondelle is probably the best thing to use to thrust against armor. It's just got the most force, but we still want to try out seeing how the sword would do. Now, we don't really need to thrust with the sword because it's not going to be as effective as a rondelle, which is designed to go through armor, and this isn't. But we are going to do some cut tests to see if that would do anything.
Nothing.
So I'm actually surprised it didn't cut through at all, but you did leave little tiny dents.
Yeah.
But that was you cut the
I cut the strap.
You cut the strap. So like those are powerful cuts, right? That would have done a lot of damage to a person, but just a little tiny dent.
Not to steal.
No. Okay, I know I literally just said that stabbing armor with a sword isn't effective, but there is a way that you can do it that's more effective.
And that's called half sorting. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this particular sword. We're using this one because this one is a Oakshot type 16A and it has a swelled tip on the end here, much like a bayonet would and very similar to the rondelle. So a knight's sidearm like this is really good about getting into this mail and potentially blowing rings or being used as a grappling lever. So let's get to it. Start here, like this, like that.
That's pretty deep.
Oh, yeah, oh yeah. There we go. Very good. Try, right into the armor. There we go, not as good. Middle. Oh, yeah.
That actually seemed more effective than the rondelle.
It is, because I've got it in 2 hands.
The shoulders specifically, you were getting really deep. How deep were you getting?
Yeah, so the best one got us about 5-6 inches in there, about this far.
Like
you can see the mark on the blade here, down here.
Wow,
That's kind of hard to see on camera, I'm sure.
Deep.
That's
But
bad.
yeah,
That's
that's
deep.
enough to make you really think about your choices, right?
I think that is your hit with, or no,
It was this one over here.
this one over here?
this one
Yeah,
right
it
here.
just still did nothing.
So it didn't do anything. As you can see, the tip of the sword is absolutely fine.
Yeah.
The edge is absolutely fine. No chips, no nicks or anything like that. We'll talk about target area for a second. So if we look at, say, we think about this logically, in the 14th and 15th century, late 15th century, a lot of times there would be no fold here and there would be maile on this particular spot. But when we're in the half sword and we're fighting, a lot of times if you look down, I've given myself an opportunity to be dumped on my head in some sort of wrestling maneuver. So I usually try to keep my head up, which keeps my target area to these weak points here, specifically with the half sword. It's not that we can't do this, and it's not that you can't stab up into it like this, but a lot of times the fight happens up here like this, which is why we're simulating what we think would probably be the most likely places to get stabbed in a way like this.
So when we're coming to this fully armored variant, when it's coming to sharp things, stabbing, not really slashing at all, but stabbing, we're really targeting these things, and this is just impervious.
Very true, yeah, basically.
Well, let's hit it with something bigger.
Awesome.
Let's go again. Jesus. I'm gonna try it with this side.
Go ahead.
Ready? One more. It rolled.
It will.
All right, now we talk about it. If this had been sharp, it would have gone.
100%, yeah.
So we'll talk about that. That was a lot.
These are some nasty dents.
I think that you probably broke something badly if you hit like that. I will say this is an unsharpened beak just because that's what we have. And this hit here, had this been sharp, I think we would have punctured all the way through.
Absolutely. Probably possibly through the mail under it.
So I think this is definitely the most effective weapon against armor. And the other thing is, I did, with the beak, it skated off on one of my hits and it didn't have the full force. With the hammer part, because it has these 4 parts, it didn't skate and it was able to hit really nicely. You want to talk a little bit more about this weapon?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously this is a reenactment quality here, so I've got these blunted so that I don't actually hurt people on the field. But if these are sharp, this would be even more effective than the rondelle or the sword going through something like this. This, in the same way, this here would be sharpened, and this would be really good at like getting behind the legs or like hooking onto things, and maybe cutting an Achilles or two if you could. And again, if you just swung this at somebody, especially right in the chest, you could definitely, or if you got them like right here or something like that, definitely ruin their day. It's not that it's impossible to kill a knight with the one swing or with the weapon like this. It's just the armor makes it so effective to the point that it is too dangerous for you to try to just baseball swing your hammer at them.
I had all of the time in the world to do that. I don't think that if we were on the battlefield, I would be able to pull that off.
Yeah. Now what you could do is once you get into a position where you can possibly wrestle them to the ground, then you can use this thing to get into those same gaps. Or man, just lift their visor and stab in the eyes.
Yeah.
Even with all the time in the world too, as baseball swing that in, just that one strike, is he dead?
No,
Probably not.
I don't think so. I think that this might have cracked some bones, but I don't think that he'd be dead.
He's not out of the fight. He's still coming after you.
So
No.
even this really cheap plate armor is crazy effective at protecting you. So let's take it off and see if we can hurt him. Look at this on the inside. That would have sucked.
It hurts so bad, yeah.
I think that one would have come through.
yeah.
If you want to support Sellsword Art so that we can buy sharp weapons and give you more blood and guts and also afford Charles' day rate, you should help us on our Patreon because we need money.
For as low as $1 a month, you can be a patron of the arts.
This is not cheap, but we love you and we're going to make it for you anyway. But help. Thank you. Goodbye. We're going to corset our guy.
Make him look pretty. Oh, this one's dead.
Did you burst any of these rings?
A few on the top, yeah. Works for that guy. It was all the rage back then. Wasp waist, giant calves, tiny waist on a man.
You did sell me that that chain mail miniskirt that you said was historical.
It is historical. Or maybe I just wanted to see him in a miniskirt. Who knows? One of those.
Mike has been here the whole time. It fell.
When?
Just now.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really see too many bursts or
Are you
rings.
trying to get it high again?
No, I'm just trying to. There we go. All right, where's that string at?
String? What string? Okay, so we've ditched the plate because it was nigh impenetrable, and now we're gonna see if we can make this guy bleed, and he is in this configuration. Tell us a little bit about when this would have been used.
All right, so obviously this is a mail skirt that I've rigged up into some chest protection. However, just mail on the body over a padded gambeson or some sort of other arming garment would have been used basically all the way up into the 17th century.
Now this is really good mail. Would all mail have been about this, or was this top of the line mail?
It's definitely not top of the line mail. This is probably like right about in the middle. If this was some good like, you know, round riveted wedge 6 mil, 4 mil, that would have been some really nice stuff. But this is just classic mass-produced chainmail.
Okay, so let's go ahead and hit it with a couple of different things. All right, here we go, ready? Ah, we turned him.
I'll kill him.
So I guess falling over is actually very historical.
So when we got him down here.
Yeah, we wanted to try something with stabbing with the rondellis on the ground, and we're gonna let Clark have a stab at it.
Stuck on the rivets.
All right, so once we've got him in this position, we have two choices. We can either threaten to kill him and take him ransom, or if he decides he just wants to die, really the best way to do it is you want to place your dagger in a good spot like this, right here, kind of under the arm, and you want to begin to just press all the way through like this and put your whole weight behind it. Otherwise, you can see if I just, I'm going to stab you. I do get in pretty good this far, but if I place and I just stab all the way through and CPR it through, I can kill him.
Yeah, he's dead. So, how effective do you think the armor was in this situation?
No, I think I could walk it off.
He's built different.
I'd win.
He just sees red. I kind of want to try that.
Yeah. I want to try this first.
Try it.
So you said here?
CPR. No, gotta get on your knees. You gotta put your chest into it.
Yeah.
CPR it into him. Come on.
I'm not heavy
Come on.
enough. I'm not way enough.
David, let him do it first.
What do you lift all those weights for, David? Come on.
I don't think I win.
Try it in a different spot. You've got a weird angle on it, and it's not. The armor did something there.
Try again. Okay, here we go. Ready? There it goes.
And you feel it. You feel that, yeah.
He's super dead.
Oh, wait. Oh, there it is. Wait. I need to weigh
Teabag
more.
of death.
Get it, kid.
Get out of the way.
All right,
Stop that. Stop that. Get out of the way. Get out of the way.
Pick the wrong spot.
Yeah, I'll go here. Prepare to die. Whole body weight.
I'm too light.
Get out of my way. Get out of my way.
I don't weigh enough.
Get out of my way.
It's the technique.
Get on your knees. Hand on the top and press. Press down as much as you can.
Just swishing out of the way.
Oh, I'm hitting the bottle in the bottom here. There we go. I was like torquing this thing in there too. I'll tell you what the problem is. You're hitting through 3 layers of the gambeson at a time.
Yeah. Get your hand up in there.
Okay, there you go.
Good job, Mark.
Oh, he's named?
After my father. Sorry, Dad.
All right, so when we hit him with a spear, he fell over, but it didn't go through. How accurate is that?
Well, so a couple things. If you've ever been thrust with a spear, they hit with a lot of force, and being knocked over is 100% something that could happen to you, especially if you're already off balance. If you're stepping over weird terrain or rocks or something, you can 100% be knocked over by a spear thrust. It's important to note, however, that when you're fighting a knight, especially a really well-armored knight, the chances of you killing him with a single thrust or a blow are really low. You could get a few lucky shots through the visor or perhaps under the aventail into the neck or something like that. But what you're really trying to do is either occupy him long enough for someone to get behind him and jump him, or to get him to the ground so that you can do what we demonstrated with the dagger.
So ideally, using this to knock him over, best case.
Absolutely, yeah.
So like, were we to get that spear to hit, would it be able to go through this, do you think?
Yeah, so it'll go through the mail, it maybe even a few inches. It might even puncture the skin a little bit, but it's not gonna disable him or hurt him in such a way that he'll stop trying to fight you. But what it will do is give you now this 7-foot-long stick in order to, you've got a stick on him and you're just pushing him around and he's moving wherever you want him to at that point. And at that point, he's way easier to deal with than if he's just swinging at you, right?
Okay, well I guess the only thing left to do with this is to try and cut it with the sword.
Absolutely.
All right.
Ah. Maybe if I used a katana.
I see no damage whatsoever.
Can't even tell where you hit it.
It's almost like armor is good at blocking things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good. I see some holes from those stabs. Ooh.
So I didn't disembowel him, but I still hit him real hard with the metal stick. It probably would have been nice.
No, absolutely. So if this, let's say this was a male shirt and it was coming down on his sleeves and you got one of those like here in the clavicle or here in the upper arm, absolutely break the clavicle, break the arm, something like that. And when you're doing that, you're not gonna cut him. You're doing that to attempt to break bones.
But I mean, it's not gonna, it's still good protection.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's gonna immediately disable somebody unless you get something on the clavicle, right?
Yeah, you'd have to pretty hard strike and have to be a direct impact to break
And
the bone,
again, do you have time to baseball swing?
No.
Yeah.
But what about this against that?
Yeah. Now, if somebody is wearing mail and you swing that thing at their chest, they're dead. They're gonna die. Yeah.
Caved in chest.
Yeah.
Whew. Well, lose the mail. So in order for you to really appreciate how effective the armor was at stopping the death, we need to do a control, which means we're gonna hack at this thing. So now he is naked.
Let's see how much worse the damage is.
Rondell? I didn't even... It just goes... It just goes right in. Right to the hilt.
We're going. I got some blood.
Did you get glooped, Megan?
So I'm standing back here.
How do you feel?
Like a murderer.
We didn't want to get demonetized, so I asked
Vulcan
Alan
blood.
to make it not red, and I forgot about it. It was a surprise.
You can tell it's not red?
I could be wrong. It's so gloopy. These are cool. Thanks to Dark Hour for making this disgusting jiggly. Look how dirty he is. You love this, don't you?
I think that you should give it the old Gallagher smash.
Gallagher smash. Do you want to give it a Gallagher smash?
Why don't you do the Gallagher
Do you want to
smash?
Gallagher
Hold on a
smash
second.
it?
When I was making this, my wedding ring came off because it was so slippery, and somewhere in here is my wedding ring. So when you're done cutting, I have to dig through and find it.
We got you.
I'll try not to hit it. Oh, that did stop. Oh, I cracked through the bone. You can see right there. Went all the way through that bone. That's through the bone and pretty deep in, and I didn't push it too hard because there's a steel pipe in there that I didn't want to hit.
Brutal.
Silicon ring.
It was with that shoulder wrap.
Oopsie.
That's good as new. It's fine. No! It'll be fine. Yeah.
I was expecting a metal ring.
I thought it was a metal ring.
Silicone rings. Guy, whenever you're working with stuff like, you don't want metal.
I say I've arced myself to a battery enough times. I'm not doing that again.
So one of the things that was different to me, this gelatin, while a little bit mushier, it was closer to what skin would have been like to cut.
Yeah.
So the gelatin that we used previously, the ballistics gel gelatin, it is designed for bullets. And it's really rubbery.
It would bounce.
So it does, yeah, your sword wouldn't go through it. With this, it just went right through.
There's no
just goes
bounce.
right
Like
through,
it just,
So I
just
think
goes in.
we're still experimenting. The Dark Arrow is still experimenting a little bit to make this a little bit more solid so it doesn't fall apart. But I think it was important because knives do just cut skin super easy, and you don't get that same experience with the other gelatin. When we did the last experiment, I remember remarking how easy it was to
Yeah.
kill somebody.
Even
it was
easier
worse with this.
Because plus on the other one, you could feel that when you first made contact, you could feel that initial like bounce. You have to like drive
Catch.
through. This one, there was no bounce. It was just one motion. It did not stop.
It went right through.
It was wild.
And then with the armor, it was so protective.
Yeah.
But even when you were pushing it down through, like it was very visceral. The CPR pressing.
Oh yeah.
It just like all
Now
the way
I'm
through.
actually doing it, but he's screaming the whole time.
And you're just going shh the whole time. It's great.
You should have paid me the money.
The ways people murdered each other back in the day were insane.
There's we have some accounts of, they didn't know what to call it back then, but like what was clearly PTSD from knights talking about how they would stay up all night just like screaming in their rooms, waking up from night terrors, constantly reliving like horrors that they had seen. And when all warfare is close up and in your face, as opposed to being, at such a long distance, it's not that trying to say that long distance warfare isn't as visceral or anything, but when it's in your face all the time, and especially when you're on campaign for a long time and there's no like rotation, it's we go home when we go home kind of thing, and you're out for so long and you're in combat so often, it definitely had some sort of a toll on their mental health, either as like a negative in the sense that they kind of go crazy, or negative in the sense that they begin to stop caring. And it was really common to see robber barons and routier and that sort of thing would kind of like kill indiscriminately, and that was just something that people had to worry about. Now, we're not saying that going outside the Middle Ages, the chances of you dying are really high or anything, but highwaymen and robber barons and routier and mercenary companies and all that sort of thing were a reality for that time period, and it's just something that everybody thought about and knew about. So
I think back to what you were saying about the visceral nature of the up-close fighting. I think there's something there because the feeling of striking something that's a human analog and knowing that you're doing that much visceral damage to something that would have been a person. We practice with these weapons all the time with safe gear and all these other things. We don't hurt our friends or our friends. But then you take it against something like this, especially this time when we had the more skin-like thing, and just the littlest of cuts, it goes right in. I'm stepping in gore.
Even just the difference between the tactile feedback of hitting a gambeson and not going through, and being able to drive through, even that alone was such a huge, different feeling in your bones.
I didn't get splattered with blood this time, though.
Yes, less blood everywhere. The skulls explode. The torso just kind of falls apart.
I've got a guy on my shoe. Call it back. One of the other things that was interesting about this experiment was that, I don't know about you, but have you ever swung full force? It's a Tommy, you don't need to. Have you ever swung full force at something before?
You can replicate that with water bottles and but you're making a choice to swing it full force because you can.
Yeah.
But then you don't need to. Tatami doesn't take that much force to
No.
cut through. Water bottles really don't take that much, that much effort, or even like fruit when we're just playing
No,
around.
it's all the stuff
Yeah.
that we cut isn't. I mean, like, I didn't need to swing full force at this thing, but it made a difference. Like, this is the time where, and full force isn't like over the top, but it's full chain of the body, full impact, and then you feel on the other side that reverberation of hitting something. When I did it with the hammer, it was wild. I've never hit anything that hard in my life.
Yeah.
And it's a different feeling than like, yeah, I could go and I could like do a sledgehammer or something like that, but it's different. This thing reverberated, it like caved in. It's a different kind of violence.
Yeah, it feels like it feels like you're doing something.
Yeah.
Is the other thing. You know, only really through like fencing, when you respond to pressure through the bind or something like that, do you feel the need to, cut all the way around your body in such a way that, oh, I'm going to cut all the way around and hit to the other side. There's no reason to do that with a tatami mat. There's no reason to do that with a water bottle. And so when you're given the opportunity to, simulate as though you've been pushed out of the way on one side and you're cutting around to the other side, to be able to have an analog to then cut into as though you were successful is, it's a different feeling altogether.
And I think, like, you'd mentioned something previously where people aren't going to encounter this kind of, like, a sharp object of this nature and
Yeah.
behaves differently than what you would imagine.
Absolutely. So, I mean, even if you think you have, a lot of people really haven't experienced like a really sharp object before. Most people use commercially available chef's knives and things in their kitchen that really aren't all that sharp. And if you've ever used like a professionally sharpened chef's knife or held a sword that was sharpened well, or even an axe that's sharpened well, it's a fear that you kind of hold in your hands where you just kind of walk around with it like keeping it away from you, because if it touches something, it will cut through it,
Yeah.
regardless. And it just, even if it just like bumps against something, it's cutting through it. So having that kind of understanding of how sharp something really is, and you're swinging it at something now, is completely different than using like a dull Walmart chef's knife where you're mushing through vegetables and meat on the table.
It's funny, even though I trust both of you, I'm very aware of where that sword is right
Absolutely,
now.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I know Charles isn't going to hit me, but I'm hyper aware of, because I know what that thing can do. I mean, and when I experienced it. And same when you were messing around with the katana, I was aware of where that
where it
point
was,
was.
yeah.
Because when you're in a room with an object like that, it just feels different.
Yeah.
Even if you have had the opportunity to like cut meat or vegetables with a really sharp knife, even then it's still it's not
It's a
a
tool,
two-handed cleaving,
not a
getting
weapon.
the hips. It's viscerally different, the feeling between this and a full feeling it get stuck and like go.
Yeah, when it got stuck, especially like when we jammed it in and it got stuck.
Oh,
pulling
stuck
it
the
out,
other way.
yeah.
Yeah. With a firearm, it only comes out one part of the firearm, and you point it down, you point it away, and everybody's aware. But when you flag somebody with it, everyone's like, "Oh, hey,
Yeah.
watch what you're doing." But this is kind of like
All the time.
You're just pointing it at people all the time. You're just
Yeah.
kind of walking
There's
around.
no
like-
way for that not to
Yeah.
be dangerous.
You're just walking around like that, and you have to operate as though that's what you're doing with this. Which is, if you ever watch cutting competitions, they get done and then they hold it like this away from themselves, and they kind of like
Yeah.
find their way through the crowd. No one just just like walks
No.
away or anything. That's dangerous.
Well, and
So-
like we work with an analog of this all the time, and we sling it around and put it around. You hand a sharp one to somebody, and immediately their attitude changes. The way they hold it changes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of that, there are some artifacts that we get from fencing where we desensitize ourselves to a blunt object. And I think there's an argument to be made that there's a little bit more respect given to a sharp object. But I'd be willing to bet you that if we didn't have blunt objects and we use sharp objects all the time, in the same way people get desensitized to firearms, you would immediately, or eventually become desensitized to a sharp object as well. But that's when injuries happen.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Different takeaways. It's interesting. Definitely a new experience. The other ballistics shell was fun, but it didn't give me the same visceral feeling as cutting into something.
yeah, I mean, you could feel it go through and break through the bones as
Yeah.
you were going through
The
it.
interesting part was you didn't feel any resistance at all until the skin like opened up and you could see like
Yeah.
into the sternum and stuff. 'Cause it was
I
just
remember
effortless.
the previous one, when I hit the head, it exploded, and that's what made me feel weird. And the thrusting, because that's how ballistics shell, like the commercially available ballistics shell, is designed to do. The thrusting was gross, but the cuts just didn't feel anything. And like on this, the cuts were just gross.
Well, we think about like, why do so many of the old masters make such a big deal about, well, after you've hit them, now we wrestle. It's like, well, why do I want to wrestle? Now, your sword's stuck in them, you've thrusted it all the way up to the hilt, you've cut all the way down, and you're like trying to get it out, it's lodged in the middle of their spine or something, and they might be like super disabled, but
Yeah.
you want to make sure, so hit, then wrestle, go to the ground, and that's unfortunate, I say unfortunately, archaeologically, unfortunately, we can't recreate that, but like morally, it's fortunate that we don't actually do that to each other for science.
Yes. So I think that we've proven that armor is good and you should use it. The results of the control experiment were gross, hopefully not demonetizing. But yeah, so, and also take note that this isn't the highest level of armor. This is economy armor that was purchased because I am cheap. You can get better armor and you can get stronger armor.
Absolutely, yeah. There's armors of all different kinds, depending on the time period, different gauges, different qualities, you know, munitions grade, custom, so on and so forth. But it comes down to that even like a dinner plate over your chest when someone's trying to stab you with a knife is better than just your bare skin.
Now, we weren't able to do everything we wanted to do in this video because we're still experimenting with the ballistics gel. I say we. Dark Hour is still experimenting with ballistics. We don't know what the hell we're doing.
This was the test run.
They did a great job. They're gonna keep tweaking it, and we're gonna come back and maybe do one with some leather armor.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So if you want to see that, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Tell us that you want to see that. Make sure this video gets some views. And if you don't mind, this is pretty expensive. So go check out that Patreon link so we can afford to do this again.